Okay, I've got a couple things. I've been playing boogie for years. This is part of my style. But anyways, I'm going to do a C6 here. A C6 is a way that I use sometimes. I go like this. So I get basically a C, and then a C6, and a C7. Okay. So sometimes I mirror these. Okay. So now I'm going to go. The most basic one I can think of is this one here. Ways I do like this sometimes, but I think I have a tendency to do it more like this, or like this. Okay, now listen. 1 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay, so now let me put something with that. Let's do this with a C7, which is essentially all it is a fancy way to say a C dominant chord. It wants to go to the 4 chord. That's what a dominant chord wants to do. So if I'm in C, it wants to go to F, like that. Okay, so this right here is called a flat 7. That's a 7, a natural 7 of the C scale. Now this right here, in a dominant chord, wants to move over, and that's really determining it. That wants to go to the 3rd of the 4th. So, not to get that complicated, but if you can think about it, here's a C7. Okay, C, E, G. That's a regular triad. Okay, and this right here is added in there, and I kind of got this C over here. Okay, so now let me do some stuff here rather than talk about it. Okay, and now that right there is going to go over to a 4 chord, and the 4 chord is going to be an F. And sometimes I'll walk it up like that, and I'll use different fingerings. It doesn't matter. And then I want to show you something here about. It's pretty cool. Now watch my hands. I don't necessarily do it this way, but I don't really think about it. But okay. Now what I usually do when I do this, I don't go over and do this right here. I usually go and put my F here like this. Okay? I just do this. This is a C7, and it's what they call this right here. This is the C7, but it is a, how can I describe this? This is first position. This is a set. This is called an inversion or another form. And as I move it up, and that's something you want to get used to doing. But a lot of times you can just go like this. Here's a C7. I don't have to go over here and catch an F7. I can just go like this. Like that. I'm just catching a quick little going to the 4 chord. But what I was saying about this other thing is this dominant chord is you can just think of E, G, and B flat. Now, by the way, that is, for other reasons, that is an E diminished, okay? But right now we're not working on that. But now I move this like this, and just move this finger right here, called economy of motion, okay? Okay. Now I'm just going to do something off. I'll do a couple of things here. Let me just do a standard one, what I might do, okay? Just if I was playing bass guitar. And really and truly, I'm doing like this. That's all I'm doing with this hand. That's all I'm doing. I'm literally doing that. And I'm doing this. Or sometime, this is a C, E, G, A, B flat, which is a flat 7, which is always, quickest way to find it is always go down a whole tone from what you're going with. If you're in C, it would be B flat. If you were playing in B, it would be A would be your flat 7. If you were playing in A, your flat 7 would be G. If you were playing in G, your flat 7 would be F. If you were playing in E, your flat 7 would be D, so forth and so on. It works the same way. If you were playing in B flat, your flat 7 would be here. Okay? And we can go on into all those keys. G flat, we don't care. Okay? Okay, now, see, here we go. Now, I'm going to do a quick little, and I'm going to show how to do it. You want to throw something in there. You don't want to, I'm going to just rattle some stuff off, okay? And then I'll show you how to do it. Try to, anyway. Okay? So, I do a C6, like that. And I might come over here and do a C6, and then maybe an F7. That'd be a C, A, G, E, and I just go F, E flat, C, A. And it takes a while to get this, but, and I don't have to be playing, you want to do this hand separately. And you could go to, you're doing circle fifths here, like that, okay? I just did a C6, and then an F7, and a C6 again. And that's how I'm just going to just... Now that right there, that chord right there, and I'll show you, I'll go back over what I just did. But that chord right there is called an F9. Okay? And think about it. If I have an F bass, and I move this here, this is an A, it's 10 away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I went up in the scale of that. That's 8, 9, 10. It's kind of cheating because I know that's 8 and I know that's 10. But I didn't think about it that way. But I know that this is a ninth, and it's a ninth dominant because I have that flat 7 in there, and that's important. So I'm doing this. Okay, I do a C6 or C7, and then I come over with an F7, and then I maybe go back to C6, okay? But a lot of times what I'm doing is staying in a C6, going over to C7, and maybe a quick little F7. F9. I'm just hitting an F, and I'm doing a C6, and maybe a G7 or a G. You know, a lot of times I might go down like this, or I go like that, just single, and then do F7. That's not an F7, but it is because it's F, A, C, E flat, but I got it down here. It could also be called a slash chord. And a lot of times I'll walk it up, and I'll come back down here. That right there is, when you use it just like that, you really have what's called an augmented fifth, okay? That was used in songs like this. I'm in D blues, but yet I'm playing an F. Back to the C6, F9, and all I'm doing is this. But these quick little hits like this make it syncopated. And all I'm doing. Let me do that. Your bass player could be playing that. You got maybe a trumpet player. And I like to go in these really low bass sounds. 5. I haven't been on a piano in a while, a regular piano. It's set. Let's do something like When the Saints Go Marching In. That's a little off. So this right here is a D diminished, and it's not so obvious, but it's a D diminished, it's an F diminished, it's an A flat diminished, and it's a B diminished. Okay? And all it is, for those that kind of know a little bit about music theory, that is a bunch of, which I didn't realize at first, that's a bunch of minor thirds. A D to F is a minor third, an F to a B flat is a minor third, an A flat to a B is a minor third, and you go back up to D. Okay, it can, if you're on a guitar, it's about every fourth. If you go it's about every fourth. Could be every third. I'm sure it's every fourth note. Is note, not a note on the guitar, but fret on the guitar is about that's like 4 half steps, and you turn up with a step and a half, which is a minor step. Okay. So anyways, so I would do this right here. I hold that on it. It doesn't sound like very good if you don't do that. That's a D diminished. That's really cool. And you can actually use those things as you're playing. I have to find out. But another one that I would do is I would do like this, and I would do this. And this is what I'm talking. And I'm a little messy at that because I haven't done it in a while. There it is. Okay. But really kind of messy at that. So I got to work on that. Anytime I'm messy on something, I work on it. And after that, that's real messy. That won't be messy for very long. Okay. Now, and so I'm doing this. Okay, that's where I was. I'm on a G7. That's another thing that you can do. My teacher taught me years ago. I thought that was really cool. That's a walk up. I know this is a little bit out of order. Now notice that I could be walking it up to a G7, but I'm kind of lazy. I might like to do that, kind of a sus chord of sorts. Okay, but it's really kind of weird. It's like it's a D minor 7. Okay, but it's really got everything into it that all I want to do. Do I want to necessarily go like this? Like this? I think this is cooler. And maybe I'll do that. So it's a D minor 7. That's what I was trying to think of. Because an F minor 7, an F6, okay, an F6 is 1, 3, 5, 6. But if you take and move that around, that's D, F, A, C. Okay? So you get to see these little things like, for instance, that give you an example. If I'm doing a C6, believe it or not, that's an A minor 7. That's a good thing to know. If I got a C6, I got a C here, and I put an A here, that turns to be an A minor 7. And the way to think about that, and that's something you get used to, is a C. Okay, if I'm doing C, the relative minor to C is A. But you have to put an A bass on it. But look, here is a C6. So that's why you can move. I could go like this. I could be going like this. I could be hitting same notes. So anyways, you can move around all over the place. The more you get with arpeggios and everything, it's a lot of things. I know we're a little bit. And here's a favorite thing I like to do too. I like to do a C6 and F. I like to do this diminish here. And it's got another name too. It's got a couple other names. And then I'll do a C6 again. And I might do, coming in that, and I might do an A minor 7. And there's that C6 right with it. And maybe go to a, right there is a D minor 7. That's an F6 on the other thing. Okay? And then I'll probably go a little crazy here. I might go. That's a good little lick there. Let's see. And I'll do like a walk up like this too. And I go like, I'll be going like this. It takes a while to get this. And I just kind of walked up. And I'm making a slow blues feel to it. Haven't been on the piano for a while. Now this one is what I was talking about. This right here. And by the way, a lot of rock okay, a lot of things that are done in rock are based on blues. You can really pick it out after a while. Okay, so I was doing like if I was walking up. Okay, or I might do this. Like that, give it a little more dramatic sound. Okay. I might double. Okay. And I can go like this. I might move it over to D. But we got it off a little bit. Let's go back to C. Okay, we're in C. Now, what am I doing there? I'm doing a C6. Now I'm actually going, you can't see it too obvious, but I'm really going to a 4 chord. But I'm actually going to kind of like a minor 3rd right there. And I'm going to 9th or 2nd, whichever way you want to look at it. And so I could just stay here. And I have a minor with a major. That is something that's pretty cool. You can't see it like that, but that turns out to be if I have a C with this right here, your ear doesn't pick it up, but this right here is a C7, so it's a dominant chord, and I go here, that's a C still, and that would be a C9, right? Okay, it would be a C9, just take my word for it. And this right here, that right there, we picked up a sharp 9, which is real cool. It's in rock, it's in everything. So anytime I do that, where somehow I'm hitting that right there, I've got a sharp 9. I think, I can tell you some of the players, one of the players at least that did that, rock guitar players. But anyways, it's really cool. It's done a lot in blues, rock guitar, jazz, everything else. It's just a cool sound. Okay? Da, da. And I'm just doing this right here. I'm doing some of this stuff all over again. Now we can also go jazz-wise. Okay, like, let's see. That's that diminished. Okay, now I'm just going to play a little bit. And I'm just doing, this is what I'm doing. And here's this. Okay, that's out of The Entertainer. And so it's just, okay, I have to work at that a little bit to get that both hands and everything. Okay. See, I'm walking this down, so a lot of songs will follow this pattern. So you can almost hear that coming. That's really important, okay? That's really important. That's really important, okay? That's really important. And I'll do this sometime. Just giving you loads and loads of different ways. Now that's a good thing to do too. Now when you're starting, maybe a C7 like this. It's a G, B flat, C, E flat. And you go to da, 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 da. Use any finger you're comfortable with. Okay? Now you go to F. Now that right there, it's not that noticeable, but I play guitar and that's a bluegrass thing, okay? And it actually comes, I'm on G. Now that really comes out of true blues. That really is part of the E blues. Like that. But we're taking blues and we're transposing it down to starting with, we're taking E. And now we're kind of getting, I've done this thing forever, but one day I was playing around with it, and I said, wait a minute, that's E blues there, because I was noticing that this pattern on the guitar, okay, I think I was in the middle of a lesson, and I've been doing this forever. And so I'm just basically hitting this chord right here. It's kind of muddy, but it's cool. And when you have a band behind you, that's really cool sounding, okay? But now I'm going to go back to where we were, because we're covering a lot of material. And I'll take and I'll smash that down like that. And I'll get a lot of things going on that way, because I'll get a C, a B flat, an A, and a G, and I'll come through here, and I might go like this. Okay? Now that's not that hard, but it does take practice. I happen to have done, I don't remember which one I did. I possibly could have done this one. I think I did this one. I do a C6, and I don't continue doing, I could do this, which basically, for all practical purposes, is the arpeggio. The first song I learned was near my godity, and I used the Walt Whitman course when my first piano teacher, and I think I played it like this. Something like that, like a waltz, okay? And then at the very end, my teacher fortunately taught me arpeggios, and she said, here's a beautiful arpeggio. And I didn't know what arpeggio was. I was like 10 or 12, I don't remember. Something like that. I took music lessons for like, I don't know, a long time. She told me that. I thought that was really cool. Okay? And I don't remember if we went backwards and forwards, or we just went like that. I think we just went like this. And this right here, and we're covering a lot of territory. We're covering a lot of territory. I haven't been on my doing a video lately, and I'm just we're covering a lot of territory.